Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm not quite bright and bubbly as I usually am with my other videos, but in light of what's been going on in our nation and just the society that I've been in, I'm here in Los Angeles. I really wanted to talk about what's been going on, and part of this is really just a lot of me processing, but also a few things that I've kind of come to terms with in the last few weeks with the tragedies that have been happening. And so, first and foremost, I will come out in the beginning and just say that I don't even think it's about Asian hate. At this point, there has been so many tragedies and there have been so many different people groups that have been targeted, and it's a new target every few months, right? Depending on what tragedy happens, and people get all up in arms about, oh my goodness, stop Asian hates, Black Lives Matter, and equality for all, women's rights, LGBT, just everything, right? So there's so many different people groups that have all just really seen so much injustice and seen so much pain, that they've experienced so much pain as a collective group of people. And that just breaks my heart. That makes me so sad. That makes me so angry. And so, it took a couple of weeks really to process and think about what's been going on and, what role do I have in this in regards to how I want to see change, all of these things, right? And as you guys know, I have a social work background. I got my master's in social work, and one of the things that I realized coming out of grad school was that there was such a focus on, okay, what's the problem? Who's the problem? Who do we blame so that we can fix the issue, right? But then that ended up taking us into a place of just pointing fingers and placing blame, right? Because you can say it was all agenda from politics. You can say that it's a violence issue. It could be a drug issue. You could say it's an addiction issue. It could be poor access to support. It could be a mental health issue. It could be education. The list goes on, right? Like, we can sit here talking all day about what we think the issues are, but at the end of the day, all of this pointing fingers doesn't help anyone, in my opinion. I think obviously it's important to raise awareness. I think it's important for society to know that, as a group, Asian Americans have been silenced, and, education is important, right? And I want to empower other people of color, other Asians to, share their stories, right? But what I don't want this video to be about, I don't want it to be about me being Asian. To be honest, I really don't. I don't want it to be about hate. I don't want it to be about any of that. I want it to be solution focused. I want it to be about practical ways on how to change things and make things better, instead of just sitting here and talking and complaining and being angry, right? And one of the things I've really noticed is that there's it's a cycle, right? Somebody gets hurt, they experience trauma, and then they don't get the support that they need in regards to therapy or talking to a mentor, a pastor, a whoever. And so instead of being able to process their emotions and their hurt and, doing all of that, they stuff it down. And instead they use other coping skills, whether it's food or substances or eating disorders or, going into areas and doing things that they normally wouldn't do, right? And then that only causes further pain, for them and for their families and for people around them. And so, it breaks my heart because I hate to see people being so broken, and not being able to get the healing and the wholeness that they deserve. And so, how do we change it, right? What do we change? How do we make this different? And it took me a while to really boil it down, but for me, I honestly believe that once people know their identity, if you know your identity, if you know your worth, oh, so many of our issues would be solved, in my opinion. Again, this is just me chatting with you. But I honestly believe that once you figure out who you are and you realize that, you deserve the best because you are human, you deserve to be happy, you deserve good things because you were created and placed on this earth. I think one of the biggest things that you can do, obviously outside of just getting the healing that you need and finding a therapist or pastor or mentor or whatnot, and kind of processing through the pain and the hurt that you've experienced in the past. My other suggestion would be for you to go and find what makes your heart come alive and go do it. And I know that that's hard, right? I've been in a place of survival for so long that I didn't know what made my heart come alive. I didn't care what made my heart come alive. I just wanted to survive. I just wanted to make sure I was able to go from one day to the next and be okay, right? And so I know what that is like. But if you're already there and you're able to go after and chase what makes your heart happy, I would say go for it, right? You only have one life, and time is so limited. You never know what's gonna happen, right? And so, by you going out and doing what makes your heart come alive, I honestly believe that that will bring hope and joy and love and inspiration to those people around you. And when we focus on the good, when we focus on, hey, wow, look at her, she's doing these amazing things. Look at him, he's finally going after his dreams and he's doing so well. Oh my goodness. When we see and we can get excited for other people's success, that makes my heart happy, right? Sharing tips, doing this video, having this channel, having my blog, these are things that make my heart happy because I want to be able to empower people, right? I want my story and my journey to be impactful and helpful for you guys. And so for me, that's my biggest thing and the most practical thing, honestly, that I think we can do. And obviously, keep educating people, keep bringing awareness to the issues, keep correcting any issues that come up that are in your realm, that you're able to correct. And I think if you're able to go and do what makes your heart happy, if you're able to go and do what makes your heart come alive, that'll change so much. And it'll make you happier, obviously, because you're going to be doing what. Sorry, my software cut out. And so continuing on, like I said, obviously being able to do what makes your heart happy will make you happy, for obvious reasons, but it also takes up a lot of brain space to chase after your dreams, which is a good thing because I would rather your brain be focused on achieving your goals and achieving your whatever rather than focusing on the negative things that are happening in this world right now. It is very difficult and very exhausting to constantly be watching the news, constantly be, you know, checking social media and, you know, seeing what's going on, right? Obviously, it's important to be informed and to know what's going on, but to have boundaries for yourself, and to know when to turn off the TV or to know when to, you know, get off of social media and do what you gotta do, and to focus your time and attention on doing things that make you happy, right? And my prayer, my hope for every single one of you is to find out your identity, to learn who you are, what you were created for. You know, personally, for me, it's a spiritual thing. I get my identity from who God says that I am, but you know, I'm not here to preach at you. I'm not here to proselytize. I'm not here to like beat you over the head with the Bible. No. But my prayer is that you would encounter love, that you would encounter the sense of belonging, that everyone in this world has inherently born with a desire to feel like they belong. And so my hope and prayer is that you would find that. And in the meantime, go do what makes your heart happy. Be, you know, it sounds so cliche, but go be the change you want to see in this world. Be that happy person, right? It's not, it seems like it's not much, but it will make such a big difference. So that's all for me today. I know it was kind of rambling and didn't have too much of a structure, but I just kind of wanted to share my heart on what's been going on. So that's all. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.